how the Verbingo Translation Management System provides translation strings to be translated and reviewed. Again, I'm using just a simple slide deck here, and like the other three tutorials I made for this set, I kind of apologize for the rough nature of it, but at least this way we can follow something together and it gives us a working piece to start from. So again, we're going to talk about how we do translation and review inside of Verbingo. It's important to note, as I pointed out in the other tutorials, that there is where we talked about the dashboard. The dashboard is not where translation occurs. The dashboard is used for assigning translation, but the actual translation occurs in a Facebook app that we've created that is just specialized for translation and review. We use Facebook because of its global reach and community tools, and it's a solid backbone. Everybody can get to it and sign up easily. Please note, however, that we only use Facebook just for the backbone aspect of it. You do not need to be in Facebook in order to use the editor. This is the URL that launches the tool from any browser, and we invite you to use any browser you'd like. So the first thing you need to do is sign up, and you can sign up using that URL that I showed you, or you can go to what we call the Verbingo Translation Crowd, which is on Facebook, and I'll show you that here. You can go to Facebook and search for Verbingo, and you'll come to the Verbingo Translation Crowd. Now here is where you can see a history of the tool, how it's been developed over time, and you can read about it. But then you can also, on your screen, it'll say sign up or something like that. Mine says use now. But this is where you will click to sign up. And the sign up process is very simple. We don't ask for any personal information. We only, in fact, use the Facebook user ID just to make the connection with Facebook. We don't ask you for anything personal. We do have a profile in there, and I'll show you that in a minute. Sign up for free, no personal information other than your Facebook username. So that only takes a second, and then after you do that, you will land on the home page. And let me show you that right here. When I'm signed in, you will come to the home page. Now notice on the left there are some menu items here. The home page here shows some tutorials and things that we posted here. Notice that there are how-tos on the editor and how it works. But then of course everything is managed through the menu here. Going back to the slide, so we encourage you to update your profile like I said. The profile editor is up here, and you simply click on it to go in and change your profile. And in the profile you can change you can put a picture, you can put a video, a CV of yourself, and you can set your language pairs down here, as many language pairs as you are an expert in, as well as your areas of expertise. We also ask you or invite you to provide us with your email address and your name, at least to know who you are, and then we can contact you directly. Okay, so that's what we'd like you to do for your profile. Then the next thing to have a look at is the My Projects tab, which is the second tab down over here, and this is where you will see all projects that are assigned to you. They will show up here in your own little personal dashboard, and you will have the opportunity to accept or reject a project. I don't have an example of that here, but over on the PowerPoint you will see that when we assign you a job, it'll ask you to accept or reject. And if we have your email, you will receive an automatic notification of a project. And then when you get that email, you can just click on it, and it will take you here so that you can then accept the project. Once you accept the project, then they are here in a simple form for you to click on and open. I'm going to open this project here, which is English to Chinese Simplified. And that takes me directly into the editor. So going back to the slides here, once you click accept and then you click on the name of the file, the editor opens. And again, I provide this here kind of as a quick start to follow. The editor then is where you actually do the work. Here's a screenshot of it. I'm going to flip over to what it actually looks like. You can close this menu, and then here you are, and in the editor where you see each string listed one by one. Now this is convenient so that you can go to where you want to quickly and easily. But the thinking is you just open up each segment by clicking on the flag icon over here, and it pops open the editor where you can then type in your translation. Here a translation has already been provided, so I don't need to enter a new one. But you can then take advantage of these buttons where you can do things like copy source. Here you use these buttons to submit. Each time you submit, it saves automatically to the database, and you don't have to do a separate save. We have buttons for finding fuzzies, and we can talk about that separately. Then we have navigation icons that allow you to move through the document and quickly get from one segment to the next, depending on what you need to do. So notice how I can use these green ones over here. These buttons go to empty segments, and there are none in this document, but these buttons allow you to navigate one by one through the document so that you can do a quick review or whatever you need to do. Now notice as I clicked through that there were certain terms here that appeared in yellow. This is a very important and key item. I'm going to open that segment here, and you can see that what we have is a term, a very important term, as you might expect, highlighted in yellow, and the translation is provided over here. This is a direct link to the terms in the dashboard, and we have a video on that. But through the dashboard, we manage terminology, and here those terms are displayed. And this helps to ensure consistency, because every time you see this highlight, you're going to think of that. Now the other key feature here besides the navigation and the terminology is highlighted is the ability to search the translation memory. This is like a concordance search. So if I typed in the word contract and hit enter, I will find every occurrence of the word contract, not only in this document but in the entire translation memory. Here there are only 2 of them, and but you can get dozens and dozens of them on here. The purpose of this is so that you can have the best context possible, so that when you are translating, it's easy to know what words mean in their various contexts. So if I were to search for the word cards, you can see how they're used in their various contexts here, and you can be consistent and then accurate. This helps tremendously in translation, as oftentimes translators have to translate strings that have very little context. So we invite everybody to take advantage of these of this concordance search. We try to make it easy. If you see a little hand icon, that will take you to that particular segment and open it right up. One other just example here of how the terminology, I wanted to look up contract. I know contract is in there. If I go to that segment, notice the term is highlighted, and so it helps me to maintain consistency. So that's the basic functionality of the editor. Moving on in the slides here, I talked about searching the TM so that you can get the best style, adapt to the style of all the translation memory. And then in terms of review, this is for all the reviewers out there. The reviewers use the same editor, and you simply can take advantage of these tools, like I said, with the green arrows over here to go through each one, or you can just skim through the editor this way, because the translation is provided directly below the source. If you see something you don't like, you can open it up. And then it's very important that you use the edit button here. You could just type in a new translation, but if you're reviewing, it's easier just to go in and edit. And by clicking edit, the translation pops in, you can make your edit and then click submit edit. And that will provide a review. We know we have a record that you were the one who provided the review, so you don't have to check anything or tell anybody. We will just know that, and the fix will already be made. If you like the translations, if there is no review to be made, and then there is nothing to do, and you just tell somebody when you're done. One other thing, the next thing here is to be, this is for everybody, when you're online translating, you need to, since this is an online editor, please be aware of this indicator here at the top. Now here the indicator reads 100% because the job is done. But here, if you were translating a new job, it would this would be a meter that would progress along the line. And this ensures that you are online and that your translations are going to the database. We ask that you be aware of that and make sure that the translations appear here in green below as well, because that ensures they're in the database. That's all you need to do when saving a translation. You don't need to submit it in any other way or save it in any other way. Just make sure the indicators are working. When you finish, just tell somebody. Your work is automatically saved in the cloud, and that is really it. So again, that is the presentation here on the editor. Again, you can take advantage of these menus for various tasks, but the main ones are simply the My Projects, where things are kept for you, and you know if a project is waiting for you or not. If you have any questions, feel free to let us know. We thank you for watching.